Victims of Iranian-linked cyber attacks are now pursuing a legal path to recover assets tied to those incidents. A group of plaintiffs has filed a motion in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York, seeking a court order to transfer $344 million in frozen USDT currently held by Tether. The funds were blocked in connection with wallets linked to entities sanctioned under U.S. sanctions targeting Iran. The case is still active, with the plaintiffs arguing that these frozen stablecoins should be used to satisfy judgments against the attackers. This legal move is part of a broader pattern where legal actors are testing the extent to which digital assets can be seized and redistributed through judicial channels. The plaintiffs are asking the court to treat the frozen USDT as recoverable property, a legal claim with no established precedent in U.S. federal courts at this scale. Tether, the issuer of USDT, has the technical ability to freeze tokens on-chain, typically in response to law enforcement or sanctions compliance requests. When the U.S. Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control, OFAC, designates a, most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. Wallet address: companies like Tether are legally required to block transactions involving those addresses. This is part of the broader regulatory framework for digital assets. The plaintiffs are now challenging whether these frozen tokens can be redirected through judicial orders to satisfy prior judgments. The legal theory at play is whether the frozen USDT can be treated as recoverable property under U.S. law, despite being held by a private issuer. The outcome could set a precedent for future asset recovery cases involving digital assets. This case is being closely watched because it touches on the intersection of digital asset compliance, sanctions enforcement, and judicial asset turnover. If the court rules in favor of the plaintiffs, it could open the door for similar claims against frozen crypto assets held by other stablecoin issuers. Conversely, if the court sides with Tether, it could reinforce the legal and operational boundaries of private crypto firms in asset seizure cases. The legal action also highlights the growing complexity of digital asset ownership and control. Unlike traditional assets, digital tokens can be frozen or moved by private entities with technical control over the underlying blockchain infrastructure. This raises questions about the enforceability of legal judgments in the context of digital asset ownership. The plaintiffs are testing whether a court can compel a private issuer like Tether to turn over frozen assets, even if those assets are held in response to sanctions compliance. The legal outcome could influence how other stablecoin issuers handle asset freezes and whether they are legally liable for asset turnover in civil cases. The case remains active, with no final ruling yet issued. The plaintiffs are likely preparing. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now for a potential hearing or motion to compel a response from Tether or the court. Meanwhile, the broader legal community is monitoring the case for signals on how courts interpret the legal status of frozen digital assets. The next signal to watch is whether the court will accept the motion for asset turnover or require further legal arguments from either side. A ruling in favor of the plaintiffs could prompt a wave of similar asset recovery claims, while a rejection could clarify the legal limits of judicial access to frozen crypto assets.